What's up, guys? Friday afternoon and I'm loading up, and that is going to go down as probably one of the worst loading up intros that I have done so far. But I'm a little bit excited about today because I'm going to show you through this little baby right here, and I'll tell you why I'm so excited about it. And a lot of people are going to think I'm a bit of a freak for getting excited about presenting a brake controller. These guys right here, REDARC, have changed the game when it comes to brake controllers completely internationally. Those big 20 kilo things that look like a shoebox that used to sit on your dash are no more, they're gone. But more than that, I think when you change the dialogue, when a brake controller is no longer a brake controller in Australia, it's now known as a Tow-Pro, I think that you've reinvented the wheel. And REDARC, guys, this product is one of the best things I've ever fitted to any of our trucks, and obviously from the background of Patriot Campers, every product we sell gets one of these things fitted. Come in here with me, get into the cockpit of the black truck, and I'm going to show you the reason why. Check that out. How cute is that little thing right there? That is it. That is your brake controller. Well, it's not all your brake controller, but that little thing right there is what you see mounted in your dash. Now, if you think back 10 years ago, every brake controller that I ever had was this big monstrosity with wires pumping in the back of it that you could never find somewhere to put it on your dash. Had those two big levers for your, your panic button, and it was just, mate, game changer. Absolute game changer. So, you get the little knob, you drill a hole. It must be about, I don't know, maybe a 10mm hole that goes in the back there. That mounts through your dash. You click that on over the front. Sitting behind that is the actual control box. So that's the Tow-Pro control box. Wiring harness comes with it, obviously. Let's discuss the two modes of the Tow-Pro. Now, the Tow-Pro is not just a brake controller. Here in Australia, anything over 750 kilo, when it comes to towing, you have to have an electric brake controller or some sort of braking device. If you've got electric brakes on your trailer, you have to have an electric brake controller. That is required by law. Now, you can get other brands of brake controllers, but if you're into four-wheel driving, you're into off-roading, this, in my opinion, is the only brake controller that you can buy. There's nothing else on the market that does what this thing does. And I'll run you through the two modes. Let's talk about your standard sort of towing mode first. What this has got inside it is an inertia sensor, like a G-force sensor, and REDARC call it proportional mode. So what it does is proportional mode, I suppose the reason they've called it that, proportionally brakes whatever you're towing to what your car's doing. So say, for example, if I stand on the brakes hard, the trailer's going to brake hard. If I ease in on the brakes, I'm pulling up to a red light, the trailer's going to ease in. It's going to sense the G-force, or it's going to sense the inertia of what the car's doing and apply to the trailer exactly the same. So that's your first mode, that's automatic mode, and that applies to anybody who's towing on the tarmac. Now, on the dial down here, I normally run when I'm towing on the tarmac on the gain setting of 3 or 4, but you can adjust the gain. So if you like it to brake a little bit harder, you can wind it right up to 10. If you want it to brake a little bit softer, you can wind it back down. There's LEDs that are built into the actual Tow-Pro. You can see that starting to glow blue there, and the blue is your proportional mode. Now, I haven't got a trailer hooked up to the black truck, unfortunately, in the shed today, but normally you'll see that light will be on. Now, here's where it gets exciting. So, you come off the tarmac, you're in your full automatic mode. You pull over, you start airing down your tyres, you hit your brakes, you double press the button, the LED will go green, and then you're in full user mode. So you're using the gain to set your trailer brakes exactly where you want them to be. Now, when you're off-road, and depending on what you're towing, and the heavier you're towing, the more important this is. It is so important to be able to control what your trailer's doing compared to what your car's doing. Let's run through a couple of examples. Say I'm banging down the beach at 60 or 80 kilometers an hour, and I've got to hit the brakes hard. If I hit the brakes hard and my brake controller is turned up too much, and especially in a big van, it's not going to happen to you in a Patriot because they're so light. There's a free plug for Patriot Campers right there. I had to throw one in somewhere, right? If I hit the brakes hard and I've got a big tandem axle trailer, what's going to happen is that trailer's going to anchor into the sand. You're going to have a really high chance of getting bogged. What you want to do is when you're on the sand or you're on something loose, you want to have the gain all the way down on your trailer so your car is controlling what's going on, not your big trailer. The flip side to that is, let's say you're on mud and you're towing a 3.5 ton van. if you're doing, and look, it happens, you'd be on a muddy road and you might be doing a little bit faster than you want to be. You come around a corner, tap the brakes, and you got a 3.5 ton sway load on the back, brakes lock up, and you start losing your van, well, I can probably pretty much guarantee you going over, or you're gonna be in a bit of trouble. So you want to keep that gain all the way down. On the flip side, let's say that I'm doing a really, really steep descent. I'm going downhill, it's loose, say it's muddy or it's shaly or whatever. I want to keep the trailer behind me as straight as possible. I'll turn the gain all the way up on the trailer. So effectively what's going to happen there is the trailer's going to take the weight on the tow ball of the car in front of us, and the trailer will stay straight the whole time. If my car starts doing this and I've got the brakes all locked up, my trailer is going to stay dead straight behind me. You know what I mean? So that's one of those big advantages. Let's talk about another situation. Let's say that you've got, you're on the highway, you go around a semi-trailer, you start getting the sway on in your trailer. The only thing that you can do to get yourself out of that is lock up the brakes on the trailer, or that's the easiest way. Not the only thing you can do. You hit the emergency button there straight away, or you pump the gain straight up to full, lock up the brakes on the trailer, it'll stop the sway, come down to a speed where you're comfortable. So it's really all about safety when it comes to a brake controller, but REDARC have just taken it to a whole nother level. That's it, Friday afternoon. I'm going to finish loading up and I'm getting out of here.